In this segment of the Select Series, we're going to talk about a portion of our really powerful Angus lineup this year. We're really excited about the value that this group of Angus bulls can bring our customers and feel like it's probably one of the deepest Angus lineups that we've had in a really long time. So to start that off, we're going to talk about Craftsman. Really, I see Craftsman as a Cinderella story, a bull that broke a record bringing $500,000 in the Angus breed a couple of years ago, came in, he's been a great semen producer, and we're now to the point where we've got progeny on the ground. And Joe, you want to tell us maybe just a little bit about what you're seeing with Craftsman?
Yeah, breeders that I've talked to and calves that I've seen, Craftsman's doing a phenomenal job. The calves are coming easy, but what breeders want to talk about is what they look like, and especially the heifer calves. I've seen several of those, and they're just really long-fronted, feminine looking, but they still have depth of body. They've got a lot of length of body like Craftsman does himself, very level through their top and hip, and have a decent amount of muscle. They've just got that real cool look to them. The cavernese is there, the growth is there, the EPDs are there. They're just adding value everywhere they're born.
Yeah, as I talk to breeders, one of their comments is that he's a really easy bull to mate. John, I know you've been to Keneally's. You were at their fall bull sale. You've seen, some of the first bull calves. What are you seeing?
Yeah, thanks, Lorna. And to echo Joe's comments on the phenotype of the cattle, the first bull sold this fall at Keneally's, and people were able to look through the offering and sort one out in a pick. And so often we get those questions of, what can I use for a power Angus bull without giving up the other traits that keep me in maternal balance? And I think Craftsman fits that very well.
Yeah, no, I think where you talk about a balanced trait bull and, kind of where the Angus breed is today, he certainly does a lot of different things right. And along that regard, another really popular bull that we're really excited about is Rise Above. And I know, John, you were very instrumental in bringing that bull in.
Yeah, Lorna, this was an exciting bull to bring in. When you see the bull, the first thing that stands out is that extra depth of rib. The cattle are very soft made, they're deep bodied, they're deep in their flank, yet they don't give up shape of muscle, substance down in their lower quarter. And, I think another big attribute of this bull is the structural correctness. I think this bull's very good on his feet and legs. He not only reads good for the feet EPDs, but when you look at the bull's feet, he's very good from both a claw and angle standpoint. So I think you can put muscle and power, depth of body, and structural correctness in one complete package. And I think this bull will be a player in our lineup.
As we continue to talk about the depth of our Angus lineup, Joe, another bull that has created a lot of attention is a bull called Statesman. I know you've seen some of those calves. Tell us what you're seeing out of the Statesmans.
They're growthy cattle, but they still have a really nice appearance to them. They're deep bodied, level design, level hip. They're going to have a little more horsepower, a little more frame, a little more growth, a little more length, but yet they keep it in that package where it's really desirable. Very nicely balanced, and every breeder I know it's used them have complimented on how those calves really have a nice appearance to them, and they're growing extremely well. We got to see his mother this summer, and she's just phenomenal. When you get a bull out of a sire that has had national prominence and been very accepted throughout the breed, and then you see him come out of a cow like his mother, it just builds a lot of confidence into using that bull, especially in today's market where we're selling by the pound, and pounds mean a lot and breeders need a lot. He's a bull for that job.
Yeah. I think the other interesting thing about him is he's actually a really negative pat bull. He's in the top 5% of the breed, and it's really rare for us to find high performance bulls that are so unique from a pat perspective, which I think is a unique market for him.
Yeah.
We're going to finish this segment up with probably two of the bulls I am most excited about. They're both what I consider phenotypic rock stars, and I think add a lot of depth to our overall Angus lineup. The first one is Step Up. And I know you were instrumental in getting that bull in, and just tell us a little bit more about him.
This bull sires very complete cattle. They're deep, they're attractive, they're level designed, they've got very good feet. He's just a bull. When you start looking at his data, and as we talk to more and more breeders about their decisions, they want a bull that does it all, and Step Up just about does it all. I've seen lots of calves by him. He's a very consistent sire, and I think he's one that just brings us multiple traits in the right direction all at one time. And that's so nice to do with one purchase. He offers mating flexibility. The best thing I've got to witness was just a handful of wet daughters. And that was the final thing for me to say, you know, I'm just really going to set my satchel down with this bull. And the first few I've seen, I loved the udders on. They were
Awesome.
nicely balanced, leveled udders, small teats, just what you'd want a 2-year-old to look like. So when we're looking for a bull that does all the things that are in that EPD profile and suits our eyes, Step Up's got to be on the list.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you've talked about value to our customer too. And those cattle have topped a lot of sales
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of what do those genetics bring in terms of value to our customers. So
Yeah.
the last bull we're going to talk about is Gettysburg, another new bull to our lineup, extremely popular in the breed. Probably had as many calls on him as any bull since our spring book came out.
He's going to bring some horsepower to us. This is a bigger bull,
Mhm.
but he's so nicely built to be a big bull. Really long fronted, really long bodied, but generally when you see bulls that long, they're not all that deep. This bull is deep bodied, he's deep ribbed, he's deep in the flank, but my eye goes to the hip. It is extremely long. When you need horsepower and you need to keep it all gathered up in a real attractive package, Gettysburg is really a great bull for that. The other really good thing about Gettysburg is his mother. I got to see her this fall, and it's a phenomenal cow.
Huh.
Just really a phenomenal cow. And there's some in my life that stick out that, you know, cows I've seen that I'll never forget. I will never forget her. She's that good, that complete. And again, when you have a bull with that kind of credentials out of a cow with that kind of credentials, it's pretty safe breeding to go to that. So I think it'll be fun to market one with more growth, more power, and I think he's a great addition to our lineup.
These are just 5 great examples of young leaders in our lineup. And one of the reasons that we think this is the deepest Angus lineup we've ever had. And we're so excited about what they'll do for our customers.